The movie opens in a dystopian world, starkly divided between the wealthy elite and the struggling majority. The first scene introduces us to our main character, Vesper, who's faced with the daunting challenge of survival in a world where the privileged few reside in fortified, isolated cities known as citadels. Outside of these citadels, the rest of humanity contends with a harsh, unforgiving environment. A crucial element in this struggle for survival is the unique seeds provided by the citadels. These seeds, genetically engineered to yield only one harvest, create an everlasting dependence on the citadels for continual supply. Vesper lives with her father, Darius, a former army serviceman now paralyzed. In a remarkable feat of technology, Darius's consciousness has been transferred into a drone, allowing him to remain an active presence in Vesper's life. Together, they navigate their dangerous world, with Vesper venturing out daily to get basic necessities. She's not only resourceful and courageous in her daily endeavors, but also possesses a deep understanding of biology and biohacking, skills that are essential for survival in their world. Their already dire existence is further disrupted when Vesper returns home one day to find that they've been robbed. The generator, the lifeline of their home, and particularly vital for the machine that sustains Darius, has been sabotaged. Confronted with this terrible situation and the urgent need to save her father, Vesper embarks on a search for assistance, seeking help from a neighboring farm. Arriving at the farm, Vesper approaches Jonas, her uncle, with a plea for bacteria to repair their generator. In return, she offers her blood, a valuable resource that Jonas uses to exchange for seeds from the citadels. After bravely donating her blood to Jonas, Vesper finds herself in a critical situation. Jonas, reluctant to immediately provide the essential bacteria in exchange for her blood, explains that he needs to sell the blood first, a process that's going to take several days. This delay is a time that Vesper's father, Darius, does not have, as his life depends on the generator that requires the bacteria. Driven by desperation and frustration, Vesper attempts to take back her blood, but is caught in the act. Jonas, showing no mercy, forcefully expels her from the farm. However, Vesper is not one to be easily fooled. She stealthily returns to the farm, using a secret entry that she knows well. In a daring move, she sneaks into Jonas's lab and retrieves not only the bacteria that she rightfully deserves, but also manages to steal some valuable seeds. With the stolen items in hand, Vesper hurries back home. She quickly repairs the generator, breathing life back into the crucial machine sustaining her father. She then turns her attention to the seeds, starting on an experiment to unlock their fertility potential, driven by the hope of breaking the cycle of dependency on the citadels. Vesper's journey takes another turn when she encounters Camellia, a woman from the citadel that's unconscious and entangled in plant life in the forest. Acting swiftly, Vesper clears the plants and brings Camellia back to their home for treatment. Camellia reveals her desperate search for her father, Elias, who is with her in a crashed glider. Although still recovering, Camellia promises a reward for their help. Vesper, moved by Camelia's situation, agrees to assist. The next day, Vesper locates the crashed glider and finds Elias inside. But this discovery quickly turns dangerous as Jonas and a group of survivalists also arrive at the crash site. Jonas, indifferent to Elias's pleas and showing a cold disregard for life, decides to end Elias's life simply because he's from the Citadel. Vesper attempts to intervene and is met with violence. Back home, Darius suggests that they inform the Citadel of the situation before Camellia takes drastic action or Jonas finds her. The only way to communicate with the Citadel is through a transceiver located at Jonas's house. This leads Vesper to undertake a risky plan. She lies to Camellia about the fruitless search, but promises to continue the next day. In a heartfelt conversation, Darius confides in Camellia about their humble aspirations and Vesper's dream of reaching the Citadel. Later, Vesper questions Camellia about the exclusion from the Citadel, to which Camellia explains the leadership's fear of resource scarcity and preference for control through jugs the genetically engineered laborers. That evening, they share a musical moment, with Vesper singing and Camellia playing an old instrument. The next day, Vesper again sneaks into Jonas's house to use the transceiver. However, Jonas discovers Darius's drone and confronts Vesper about the missing seeds and the unidentified passenger. Vesper refuses to confess, grabs the drone and flees, only to find it damaged and unable to fly. Vesper's attempt to recover the drone leads to her horrific discovery. The body of Jonas's assistant, who had previously helped her, abandoned under a tree. Before she can fully comprehend whether he was killed for aiding her, Jonas's followers capture her. They forcefully mark her hand, symbolizing her as Jonas's property. Overwhelmed and distraught, Vesper returns home, where Camellia offers comfort. Consumed by guilt over her deceit, Vesper breaks down and confesses to Camellia the heartbreaking truth about Elias's fate. Vesper, driven by a need for honesty, decides to reveal the harsh reality to Camellia by showing her the body of her creator and her supposed father, Elias, now sadly floating in the river. The sight is too much for Camellia, who breaks down emotionally at the tragic scene. She clings to her father's body in a state of profound grief, promoting Vesper to step in and rescue her from the water. In this heart-wrenching moment, Vesper notices an unusual scar on Camellia's back. Upon touching it, the scar reacts in a peculiar way, leading to a stunning revelation. Camellia isn't human, but an advanced jug, a creation of Elias, who is expelled from the Citadel for creating an intelligent slave. Feeling deceived by Camellia's pretense of being human and her false promises of access to the Citadel, Vesper's anger boils over into a physical confrontation. After they return home, Vesper coldly instructs Camellia to leave once she's cleaned up. Vesper then repairs the drone and recounts the day's events to Darius. In his wisdom, Darius urges Vesper to show compassion towards Camellia, pointing out that jugs, bound by their programming, lack true free will in their actions. Meanwhile, Camellia, now lost in her purpose and fearing recapture by the Citadel, contemplates ending her life. Vesper, touched by her father's advice, intervenes just in time. Recognizing Camellia's unique biological structure, Vesper proposes using her cells for research. The task proves difficult, as Camellia's cells are as secure as the Citadel's seeds. But in an unexpected turn, Camellia's music playing unlocks her cells, enabling Vesper to successfully modify the Citadel's seeds, creating a potentially sustainable food source. When Vesper briefly leaves for the old lab with the drone, Camellia stays behind to take care for Darius. This decision leads to a dangerous encounter as Jonas arrives, quickly seeing through Camellia's faked identity and threatening Darius's life. Camellia agrees to go with Jonas, but Vesper returns just in time, and a fierce confrontation ensues, ending in Vesper, the drone, and Camellia overpowering Jonas. Vesper chooses not to kill Jonas, but strikes a deal with him. She'll share the secret of the fertile seeds if he refrains from alerting the Citadel. However, Jonas betrays their agreement, contacting the Citadel and disclosing Camellia's whereabouts. As Vesper finalizes her work on the seeds, their brief moment of triumph is shattered. Darius's drone detects an approaching threat from the Citadel. A strange organism invades their home, releasing a toxic substance. Darius, drawing on his military experience, quickly identifies the danger and instructs Vesper and Camellia not to breathe until the threat passes. Camellia feels responsible for the looming danger and offers to surrender to the Citadel to protect Vesper and Darius. But Darius is aware that the Citadel will continue to pursue Vesper, so he devises a plan to distract the soldiers and give Vesper and Camellia a chance to escape. But Vesper is torn about leaving her father behind, especially with the Citadel's soldiers closing in. However, Darius, employing his experience as a former soldier, convinces her to take cover nearby. He plans to mislead the soldiers, insisting that there's no jug present, using his tactical communication skills to manage the situation. As the Citadel soldiers close in, their first target is Jonas's farm. Here, they ruthlessly eliminate Jonas and his group. Meanwhile, Vesper and Camellia undertake careful measures to disguise Darius's home as abandoned. They meticulously cover everything and take the valuable, now unlocked seeds with them, seeking refuge in the forest. However, unbeknownst to Vesper, Darius has a heartbreaking plan of his own. He intends to sacrifice himself by self-destructing the drone, hoping to eliminate the soldiers in the process. From their concealed position in the forest, Vesper and Camellia witness the explosion. Overcome with desperation, Vesper attempts to rush back to help her father, but Camellia restrains her. Their situation escalates when two soldiers, having survived the explosion, start hunting them down. Vesper, aware of the forest's dangers, leads Camellia through a swamp filled with lethal plants, hoping that these natural hazards will take care of their pursuers. This strategy pays off, as one soldier falls prey to the attack. The second soldier, however, is more cautious, learning from his comrade's mistake. Vesper and Camellia are forced to take evasive actions, crawling and hiding behind bushes. Unfortunately, their position is given away by a noise from another plant, putting them in imminent danger. In a desperate move, they attack the soldier, seize his weapon, and succeed in forcing him into a zone where he's captured by the deadly plant. As they hear the distant sound of approaching gliders, the threat intensifies. Camellia, realizing that Vesper and the valuable seeds will always be endangered by her presence, makes a heart-wrenching decision. She understands that her separation from Vesper is necessary for their safety. Despite Vesper's objections, Camellia sedates her and carefully hides her under fallen leaves before bravely surrendering to the soldiers. Vesper wakes up the next morning to a devastating sight. Her home is now just a pile of ashes. With a sense of hope and renewal, she plants some of the unlocked seeds in the remains of her garden. In this aftermath, she encounters a group of children who survived the attack on Jonas's farm. United by their shared experiences, they decide to follow a mysterious group of wanderers, curious about their destination. This journey leads to a massive structure built by these people. Fueled by a new sense of purpose, Vesper ascends to the top of the tower. In a symbolic gesture, she releases the seeds into the wind, letting them scatter across the land. This act signifies her hope that these seeds will flourish, offering a new source of sustenance for all, and the movie ends here. That one was an emotional roller coaster, and honestly, Jonas got what was coming to him. What did you guys think about this movie recap? Let me know in the comments below. And hey, if you want to see another movie recap, then click one of the videos that are on screen now. That's it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching all the way until the end. Make sure to give us a like and subscribe to our channel for more movie recaps. I'll see you guys in the next one.